Boys and girls, welcome to SPNation Season 3. I am your host, Sel Guevara, and kasama ko ang mga banal brothers, Ael and Juan, with us tonight. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
We are going to be talking a lot about sports overseas and locally and mostly basketball tonight. Huwag na natin patatagalin pa. And don't forget, let's put this out first. Sundan niyo po kami sa sportsplus.ph and register so that you can get updated on everything that's happening in sports. So we're happy to be in Season 3 right now as we speak, and let's start with our topics for today. So we're going to be talking about the rankings in the quarterfinals, and this is interesting. So Scottie Pippen is saying, there's this long debate of LeBron and Michael Jordan, and now suddenly Magic Johnson is in the running as one of the three being the GOAT. Do you agree with that? Abangan natin mamaya. And of course, we got our NBA All-Star snubs and our take on that. And lastly, our SPN expert picks. Okay, simulan na natin. Tignan po natin ang ating mga PBA team standings. Da-na-na-na. I am quite surprised sa mga na-eliminate, but I want to hear from both of you guys what was predictable, unpredictable, and why so?
Siguro, top of the list is Northport, obviously. Parang people didn't expect.
Diba?
Because nga, diba, people label them as a farm team. And because they're labeled as a farm team, you don't expect the farm team to be on top. Diba? You position a farm team so that it kind of sets the main teams for success. But then here you have Northport, Batang Pierre, twice to beat advantage. And so I think that's but again, you have to give credit to whom credit is due. I think Arvin Tolentino is just one of the best local scorers at this point. What he brings to the table is amazing. And then you have also Converge, diba? Converge, people are kind of expecting and have been wanting like an independent team to be part of the top four, again, the kind of coaching staff that they have there. And then they feel like the final piece to the puzzle was Justin Baltazar, right? And then with some, other moving parts pa na feeling natin, pwede pang posibleng madagdag. Di ba? Napag-usapan na rin natin dito sa ating mga episodes. Yung Mikey Williams ba, pagkasama dun sa SGA na tournament, potentially ba, madagdag ba to sa lineup ng Converge? Because as you can see, again, they're up and coming. Their trajectory is upward. So, I think those are the top two. Just to answer, siguro nakagulat, syempre yung Eastern, because it's a guest team, we were assuming that like before, yung Bay Area Dragons, di ba? Nandun sila sa top of the list, pero hindi, di ba? Itong Hong Kong team na to, nandun sila medyo delikado, but at least they're hanging there. This is the interesting part right here, di ba? Northport immediately facing Magnolia, and then you've got Converge also going up against. Ako, for me, yun yung medyo masakit. Yung Converge and Rain or Shine, na magkatapat kasi sila kaagad in the playoffs, wherein they're gonna have, I think, let me see, they're gonna have a best of 3 matchup there in that matchup. But you kind of want the independent teams to be spread out, that they don't eliminate each other para lang to add spice sa playoffs. And then you have but kasi ang assumption dito, people are just, again, talking about it, feel nila, sa dulo naman ng lahat ng yan, Hinebra at Token Text na naman ang maglalaban dito.
Yeah, that's what they always say. Well, we just want to go back to your point. Bakit siya masakit that Converge and ROS match? What is it that the fans have to look out for, especially in this best of 3?
Well, right now it's equally balanced, right? Like you have 2 SMB teams, you have 2 MVP teams, and then you have 3 independent teams, and then you have 1 guest team, di ba? Yeah. So parang, pag tinignan mo, 4 sa 4, medyo okay, maganda yung numero, di ba? Maganda yung partitioning. But then, that's why you kind of want, and you were hoping that Rain or Shine and Converge will not match up this early on pa lang in the first round of the quarterfinals, di ba? Sana na-spread out sila, iba sana yung nakalaban nila, para pwedeng posibleng mas malaki yung chances ng isang independent team na makapasok ng finals. Ngayon, with Converge and Rain or Shine playing against each other, sure na kagad na may isang independent team na malalaglag.
Okay, let's stitch this together. Looking at these matches, so dare I say, matatapos agad dito.
And you know, this playoff three, it's brimming with it's several narratives all happening at the same time. Echoing what one said, to start the season, Converge and Rain or Shine were at the top four, and so they weren't. It only took 2 losses for Rain or Shine for them to go all the way. Kasi dikit-dikit eh. So bumaba sila sa 6, and it's unfortunate that they're gonna have to balance it out because these were the two of the independent teams that we were waiting to see. Now, okay, they might crack the finals. Unfortunately, that's gonna happen. They're gonna knock each other out to begin with. Northport versus Magnolia is a storyline that's very, very interesting because we have Northport, who is surprisingly the top seed for the first time, but then they're going against
Battle-tested.
Battle-tested. And sabihin natin what it is, diba? It's a probable sister team. And so, the storyline is, can Northport advance? Are they strong enough to advance? Or will they bow down to their sister team? Magnolia, we've been talking about this. They were facing some roadblocks throughout the conference, and let's see if they're gonna pick it up and they're gonna overcome a team like Northport. TNT versus Eastern, it's a good international play type of playoffs because we have, on one hand, we have Talking Tech, who runs a European style of play, and obviously Eastern, they're not as strong as Bay Area, but we'll see. It's a good matchup. And then the classic Ginebra and Meralco, we're gonna have it early on in the quarterfinals. So very, very exciting. Another thing to add, that we've been talking about this already for quite some time now. San Miguel is not gonna play. It's not gonna be part of the playoffs. So
which makes the whole playoffs unpredictable, diba? Parang medyo lamado na kagad pagka nandyan yung San Miguel, may Junmar Fajardo ka. So you don't have him in the conversation now. But then also, if you take a look at the standing of the teams that entered the quarterfinals, 9-3 na yung pinakamataas ng Northport, and then you have 6-6 pagdating dun sa 8th place. That's around 3 games behind lang. Ganun kadikit. And at some point, those top teams have beaten each other. Itong wala na to, they've faced each other already in the conference, and they've beaten each other. So ganun kadikit, ganun ka-unpredictable itong playoffs quarterfinal round natin. But again, you also want to take a look at the semifinals, di ba? Na parang, pagka let's say nanalo ang Northport, sino bang posibleng manalo dun sa Ginebra at Meralco? Let's assume it's Ginebra, kakayanin ba ng Northport ang Ginebra? Magiging exciting ba yung semifinals?
Which is another sister.
Correct.
Sister on sister. I think we still have time para pasadaan who are the crucial protagonists of each team for this playoff series to be, I would say, exciting or to extend.
I think if Northport goes past Magnolia, past possibly Ginebra, that will be great for the league. I think it will spark a new revive for the fan base, because it's a disruption eh. It's not your usual Magnolia Ginebra in the finals eh. For Northport to advance all the way to the finals, I think I'm gonna root for that because it's gonna be good for them.
But who needs to click there though?
No, but you have to understand, Northport swept all San Miguel teams.
Right.
They beat them, so potentially they have a chance to again play against Magnolia and win this and move on to the semifinals, diba? And then possibly face, let's say, Ginebra. There's Meralco obviously there, but if they do face Ginebra, tinalo na rin naman nila yun, diba? So again, like what Ael is saying, it's a risky situation for the league that you may not have a Clasico, but baka sa semis pa lang, Manila Clasico ka na kagad ng Magnolia at Ginebra.
Correct,
Doon pa lang malakas na kagad yung fan base, di ba? But then, you're also talking about rocking the boat, giving a different look and feel to the tournament, which is again what the fans are clamoring for, di ba? So, obviously, you're trying to root for an independent team, Northport Batampere, whoever wins in Rain or Shine in Converge, that's probably the best other team that would move up to the finals.
All right. Well, This is gonna be interesting. I was kind of surprised with the matchups and the standings. Honestly, I mean, as a fan, so let's see how this pans out. I will be covering also and following the semi-finals as well. Now from the PBA, we now move on to the NBA. So the talk about the GOAT in the NBA continues. So we heard words of Scottie Pippen, who says that you can't ask me who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael. I don't want to read all of it, but here on your screens, he did say Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT because of how he led, how he brought a whole team. Now, how did this come about?
I'll be the Kendrick Perkins of this show and I'll say, why are we giving this guy airtime?
Yes!
He's bitter, he's upset at Michael Jordan, he's getting as much clout as he can with these statements, but come on, this is rubbish. Especially from someone like Scottie Pippen. He is sounding like a bitter girlfriend, you know, a bitter
ex-girlfriend
with his statement. Come on, look at the numbers. You've got Michael winning that list. You have he's got 6 titles. He's got 5 MVPs. He's got NBA Finals, 6 NBA Finals. But then you have LeBron also, 21 All-Stars, right? Magic doesn't even top none of these lists versus MJ and LeBron James. So why are we even... I mean, Magic is Magic. The NBA will be forever grateful to what he has brought to the league, to the LA franchise. But to bring him into the conversation, it's like saying, why didn't we talk about Scottie Pippen as part of the GOAT conversation? It's the same idea. Why are we bringing in Magic? I'd rather bring in Kareem than Magic in the conversation, right? I don't know, Scottie, there's something wrong with him right now.
Well, what can you take from that statement that Scottie said that you can't compare Michael and LeBron because they won differently? Well, ano nga yun?
Well, you can also argue the same thing for Michael Jordan because he had himself, Scottie Pippen. And so, a couple years ago, Scottie Pippen said that LeBron was the GOAT. And then a couple years later, he took it back and said, I don't know what I was saying. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And now he's he's saying that Magic Johnson's the GOAT. I will answer this from a perspective...
Baka kasi hindi nag-sorry si Michael. Parang inabangan niya, baka nung kinabag niya, kala niya magsasorry. Hindi nag-sorry. So, balik na naman yung statement.
Sasagutin ko to in a... Okay. Bigyan natin ng pansin si Scottie Pippen ngayon lang dahil SPNation tayo at experts tayo. So, sasagutin ko to kung bakit hindi si Magic Johnson ang GOAT. Sa aking palagay, I think that a GOAT in basketball should be a scorer. Okay? Here's why. Basketball is a game, basically, our father used to say this, it's basically putting the ball in the hole.
Yes!
Okay? And the difference is, pag scorer ka, ikaw yung closer. Okay? I'm not saying you have to be scorer only. I'm just saying you have to be scorer first.
Before everything
else. And I can argue that LeBron James, at most of his career, he is a scorer first, despite his playmaking abilities. And Magic Johnson was not. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the scorer. And other players were the scorers.
I mean, people will argue that, and that's what Scottie was trying to say. Right. He was saying that, when Kareem was injured, Magic brought the game, right? Like he brought the fire. He scored if needed. But then generally, I think just to emphasize what you're saying, you don't know Magic as a scorer.
And to add to that, and to continue, if you're the scorer, what you're really saying is, out of all the 5 players that are playing, yung 5 na naglalaro, ako yung dapat tumira. Kumbaga, kinukuha mo yung responsibility. You're the closer. Kumbaga, pwede kayo magpasahan 5, pero ibibigay niyo sa akin ako at ako ang mag-shoot. So you're asking for more, and you should be able to deliver for more, which is 2 points at the very least. And so that is a scorer. And out of all the 5, yun ang pinaka dapat yung most valuable player in that 5, at the very least. And so that's why I believe na for you to say, Magic Johnson, na nag-deflect kasi si Kareem, ako yung nag-organize. Hindi eh. Kung hindi skinor ni Kareem yung 2 points na yun, wala kang credit. So kay Kareem yung load. No, and that's me justifying why I believe that the GOAT conversation should strictly only be for scorer first.
But you won't even, would you think that Magic Johnson is the best assist leader of all time?
No.
No! Right? You wouldn't, like, he
No,
would
he's
be...
not the best assist leader, but I can argue that he might be the greatest playmaker of all time.
But there are other people also in the conversation, right? But for me, when you start talking about the GOAT, because you would say, or a lot of people would say, oh, LeBron James is not the GOAT. He's probably the greatest all-around player of all time. Then you'd say, na, oh, si Steph Curry naman ang probably the greatest shooter of all time. And then you have Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant player of all time, right? You have people in mind for specific categories, right? And characteristics. But then, when you get to the GOAT conversation, Michael Jordan can fall under all those categories. Hence, him equating to being the GOAT. Obviously, I'm not saying na, oh, kaya dapat... Kobe wasn't even. Probably greatest scorer at some point of all time is Kobe. Diba? But then, numbers don't lie. Ultimately, pag tinignan mo yung numero, nandun ba? So, this one, it's like for me, parang sinabi to ni Scottie Pippen, para lang malagay rin yung spotlight sa mga katulad niyang players na naging Robin to a Batman.
Correct,
diba?
correct.
Kasi he is a Robin to a Batman. Magic is a Robin to a Batman. And for him, parang tinataguyod niya lang yung bandera ng mga Robin. Diba? At sinasabi niya, kailangan tingnan niyo rin kami. Diba?
Oo, kami din. So, you know what's interesting that you said that, okay, LeBron James obviously is one of the best all-around players. And I think there was one point that Scottie Pippen said that, yeah, Magic Johnson, to his point, played different positions, almost all positions in the NBA, hence someone who has played in whatever. So,
Look, we're not saying that Magic Johnson was a bum. Obviously, he is
not.
Top 10. I would even give him
Yeah.
top 10. Maybe top 7 greatest players of all time.
Ako, wala si Dino dito. Baka i-contest ni Dino yan.
He's not in the GOAT conversation. I say it would
Far
still
from
be
it.
MJ, Kareem, and LeBron.
yeah, far from it. Okay, I think that's the case closed. You've been seeing graphics of Stephen A. Smith, one of our favorite international anchors of the league, who is saying that, yeah, this guy's just clamoring for attention. That's it.
He has been for quite some
And
time
he's
now,
bitter,
right?
yeah.
He has been trying to, he's got his whole alcohol now out in the market, and he's got his book coming out and so on stuff, or he came out with this book. So it's a lot of that. I think it was also, masakit sa kanya kasi yung The Last Dance na series. Parang siya, palabas siya, di ba? He's gonna come out with his own brand and so on. And then biglang lumabas yung Last Dance. Parang binaril siya sa paano.
Nasapawan siya doon.
Di ba? Nasira yung image niya. So parang now, he's been fighting to claim that image back. And I think he's doing more harm than good with the statements. Oo, di ba? Ang sinasabi nga nila, bad publicity is still publicity. But I don't think that's a good statement to have anymore. Especially now that a lot of people thrive on personal branding, di ba? Even if maganda yung, babalik tayo kay Mr. Longbomb, di ba? Di ba? Yung
huwag na natin balikan yan.
Yung personal branding niya dyan, parang
Huwag
kala
na
niya
natin
naman, which again, he's obviously going viral, but not in a good way. At the end of the day, parang, do you want to be talked about in a bad way or do you want to be talked about in a good way? And right now, he's gaining more hate than appreciation. Diba? So, even yung si Kobe Pinas nga ng Kobe ng Pilipinas, and he's getting more better traction positively than itong si Mr. Longbomb. But again, maybe for some people, bad publicity is still publicity. And that's what Scottie Pippen is trying to do.
Well, let's see how far this catching of clout gets him for Scottie Pippen. Well, but anyway, at least we're pretty much settled on who we think the GOAT is and who should be in the GOAT conversation. Okay, so moving on to more recent NBA matters. We're talking about who made it to the cut of the NBA All-Stars and the snubs, those who did not make it. So, can we show a list on our screens? Sino mga nakapasok at sino ang hindi? Okay. So, well, we got first-timers. Wemby.
Yep.
Such a good,
well-deserved.
yeah, this is so good to bring in younger fans and definitely international fans as well. We heard that he's going, people in France are going crazy when he plays there. So yeah, take it away.
For me, if you take a look at the list, so from the Eastern Conference side, you have Donovan Mitchell, you have Jalen Brunson, you have Jason Tatum, and then Giannis Antetokounmpo and si Karl Anthony Towns,
Yeah.
who will be playing the starting five for that group. But then you have your reserves like Jaylen Brown, Kate Cunningham, Darius Garland, Damian Lillard, Evan Mobley, Tyler Hero, and Pascal Siakam. And then on the other side, when you go to the Western Conference, you've got guys like, obviously, Steph Curry is going to be there, SGA is going to be there, LBJ is going to be there, KD, and then the Joker, Nikola Jokic. And then the reserves are the Ant, you have Harden, Jalen Williams, Anthony Davis, Jaren Jackson Jr., Sengun also, and Victor Wembanyama. And again, for me, there are names that people are probably, if you're not an NBA, like a real NBA fan, magugulat ka na, sino yun? Di ba?
Yeah, who's that? Yeah.
Pero kasi, pag tinignan mo rin naman yung NBA standings ngayon, doon mo makikita na para, hindi rin naman ito yung mga kadalasang teams
Nakikita.
na nakikita
Yes.
mo nasa ibabaw. Case in point, Cleveland Cavaliers, di ba? Parang, everyone was caught off guard, right? And they're even topping even the defending champions na Boston Celtics. So, hindi naman kagulat-gulat kung bakit yan yung mga nasa listahan. Now, for everyone's information, para lang alam nyo lang kung paano nalalagay sa posisyon ng All-Star ang isang manlalaro, number one, 50% fans vote. Okay? 25% is voted by media and 25% is voted by players. So, it's a lot of people who understand basketball and a lot of clout. It's a mix of that. And that's my personal opinion, right?
It's half of cloud because
Correct.
it's 50%
Yep.
of fans.
50%, 50% fans. And then you have people who understand basketball also from the media and also the players, 50% yun.
Yeah.
Diba? So it's a good balance of the selection, and which is why hindi ka lang makakita na, porket si Steph Curry, dapat ba nandyan na kagad siya, di ba? Kendrick Perkins was actually contesting that. Di ba? Sabi niya, pag tinignan mo yung numero ni Steph Curry, hindi pang all-star yung numero niya, mas madami pang deserving. You have Trae Young, who's leading the league right now in assists. You have, for me, ako ang pinakamasakit, isa sa mga pinakamasakit, si Domantas Sabonis, who's leading the league in rebounds. And then even Norman Powell. Norman Powell is, again, he's carrying the LA Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. He's averaging 24 points, 3.6 rebounds, 1 steal. He's shooting 49% from the field, 40% from the three-point field goal. So, even Devin Booker is not there, di ba? So, again, like I said, maganda dito kasi yung mga totoong fans at yung mga totoong nanonood ng NBA at nakakaintindi ng basketball, sila yung gumagawa ng balanse.
Yeah.
Kasi you would have, di ba, contested na, dapat si Devin Booker nandyan, dapat ganyan kasi sikat siya. So yun yung fan side, di ba? But then you have the media and the player side who kind of balances it out and they understand how the game is played, that these people, they also deserve to be there. And again, for me, masakit yung Norman Powell and Domantas Sabonis also, and Trae Young. These are guys leading the league in a category, and yet they're not on the list.
Okay, so what are our expectations of having an NBA All-Star with this kind of well-thought-of lineup for the East and West Conference?
Well, I'll answer two things. I don't think it's well thought of because I have a problem with the lineup.
Oh, why so?
And number two, I don't think we can expect much from the All-Stars. I think, I'm not sure if they're instilling now the pickup game style, ladder style All-Star conference, All-Star game now or not. I think they are. But it's still gonna be as boring as it has been. The highlight has been Steph Curry and Sabrina going three-point shootout, but from the game itself, I don't think we can expect much. But can we go back to viewing the Eastern Conference lineup? Okay,
There you go, yeah.
here's my thing here. Tyler Hero is listed as a front court. I do not understand that. He is a guard. And so, I am a Tyler Hero fan. And I have no problem, with him being an all-star. It's just that if you're gonna put him on the front court category, I think that
Sabonis should have.
no. Sabonis is West.
West, yeah.
Franz Wagner. The way the Magic has been playing, Franz Wagner should have been there as deservingly as a front court. However, even if you put him as the category of Tyler Hero, I think Trae Young, as my brother pointed out, should be there more than Tyler Hero or LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is number 1 in fans voting and number 3 in players voting So I do not understand, natalo siya sa media and sa
Yeah,
coaches.
because hindi,
sa
yun
coaches.
yung pambalance eh.
Yeah.
Kasi pag tinignan mo yung stand, kaya sinabi,
Yeah.
binanggit ko, hindi ka magugulat dun sa mga nakapasok sa All-Stars pag hinalo mo yung standing yung
Right.
aspect eh, di ba? Pag tinignan mo, how did their team fare? Di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya nga sinabi ko na yung mga players, sila yung bumabalanse. Kasi, wait, nakalaban ko to eh, di ba? And talagang pinahirapan
I know how
kami.
he plays.
Pinahirapan kami, pang all-star yan, di ba? Sila Melo, obviously, he has the clout, right? He brings
Yeah.
the fun, the excitement to the game. But then, if you look at their standing, he's not all-star worthy. Yun lang yung sigurong contention
Right.
dito kay Lamelo. Even if, amazingly, he did top, the fans are clamoring for him to be part of the all-star. But then, the standing, you still got to
They're
win
14th.
games.
They're still in the play-in picture, and the Hawks are lost 2 out of 3, so they went down to the play-in category. However, against the Heat, against Tyler Hero, I do not think so. I think averaging 28 points per game, LaMelo Ball, since the beginning of the season, I think Trae Young or Tyler Hero, Trae Young or LaMelo Ball or Franz Wagner are more deserving than Tyler Hero. That's my only contention in this lineup.
So it looks like it's this lineup decision is a struggle to balance what the media thinks, what the fans think, and trying to satisfy everyone, including the players who know very well who they played against.
Would you have wanted the whole drafting back?
That would be more exciting, though.
Right. The whole drafting,
Yeah.
minus the East and West, it's the LBJ versus Steph Curry era.
Yeah.
Would that have been more exciting?
Absolutely.
Like, kailangan ba nilang ibalik yun? Pero kasi it goes back to the question, sino yung pwedeng i-draft? Diba? Kasi yung voting doon yata pumapasok eh. Kung sino yung players na pwedeng i-draft. It's just a matter of picking sinong team they will belong and play with, diba?
The voting is stopped, and then they get to pick.
Yeah,
from
correct.
Okay.
But then, it's
That would be more
tough.
fun,
It's
though.
tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sad to see the state of the NBA All-Star, especially the full game, 'di ba? Yung parang naging showtime na siya. Hindi na mag-Harlem Globetrotters na lang yung panoorin ko kung ganyan na lang.
Mas masaya
Mas
pa.
magaling pa,
Yeah.
'di ba? Pero parang hindi mo alam kung nag-iingat ba sila, masyadong PR na ba ngayon? Kasi nga, 'di ba, nung panahon ni na Jordan, talagang wait, this is the best time to play because you're playing with the best. Ang contention nga dito, bakit pag naglalaro kayo ng off-season, sobrang competitive nyo?
Yeah.
Pero pagdating dito na nagbabayad yung fans, hindi kayo competitive maglaro, di ba? So, I think that's the frustration when it comes to the All-Star game. So,
Right.
altogether, the whole, not just the lineup, but just the way it's being played, I think they're shooting themselves on the foot with the style of play.
Well, I'm not surprised also with what you said kung nag-iingat sila. Especially that this is going to be more of a
Right.
PR stunt.
Right. I'm hopeful though that they made it a pickup game style, which is what they play in the off-season when they go hard. And I think parang only 7 players per team and with 4 teams. So I'm hopeful it will spark something new.
Well,
We'll see.
let's see how that pans out. And now we are moving forward to our SPN expert picks. We are be picking 3 NBA games on your screens, please. First, we got. Who do you have for the first game? Is it Atlanta?
I will, alam ko, direct, I messaged Atlanta and that's why it's highlighted. I think my brother's still gonna go with Atlanta. But I changed my decision only because the availability of the Hawks. And there's a lot of players who are on the, even Clint Capella is out, Bogdanovic is out, Cody Zeller, Trae Young is probable, Jalen Johnson obviously is out. There's a lot of unavailable players for the Hawks, and only the Spurs. It's just gonna be Chris Paul who's improbable. So I think the Spurs will come out victorious in this game.
Yeah. Minus the injury, I think, again, madami naman doon sa binanggit ni AL mga day-to-day. So, posibleng magpakita. Right now, the matchup between the Spurs and the Atlanta Hawks is 6-4, so in favor of Atlanta. So, at this point, I'm going still with the Atlanta Hawks. You don't know also the kind of shaking na pinagdaanan ng San Antonio Spurs with the trades that also happened. So I think that will take it to effect. Chemistry-wise, even pakiramdaman, diba? So I'm still going with Atlanta for this one.
Okay, so next game we got Phoenix and OKC.
Yeah, I picked OKC because Phoenix has lost their last 2 road games against the Trailblazers, and OKC has been on fire, obviously at home, winning 4 straight. And so with that being said, I think OKC is in a much better mindset compared to the Suns, where we have trade talks of Kevin Durant, Booker, tsaka si Bradley Beal. And so si OKC, I think, will come out victorious. I think they're past few months ago pa lang, I picked them to come out of the West when it's all said and done. So OKC for me.
Likewise, I agree. Plus, Kevin Durant's injured. And right now, OKC is just a monster when it comes to playing in their home.
Right.
22-4 na ang record ng OKC sa home games nila, di ba? Grabe, 22-4. Apat lang yung talo nila. And then their matchup also against Phoenix, 6-4 in favor of OKC. Right. So, medyo naglilin siya towards.
There is a window for Phoenix just because a lot of players from OKC are listed probable. Chet Holmgren probably might be out, and also Jalen Williams, who is also an all-star, might be out. So tune in, but I still pick OKC.
Okay, so it's OKC for everyone. And then our third game, we got...
Yeah, I'm going here with Sacramento. Sacramento only because right now, based on their matchup, they played against each other 10 times, 7-3 ang record nila. Sacramento, 7 wins and 3 losses. But then also Sacramento is number 2 when it comes to free throws, and then number 7 in points scored. And Orlando doesn't do too well pagdating sa away games nila. 9-18 ang record nila with away games. So again, medyo pabor to sa Sacramento. Based on their matchup and based on the way they're playing right now, medyo dikit naman yung standing nila. 24-7, 27 itong Orlando, 25-24 itong Sacramento. But again, 1 out of the 5 games of Orlando, 1-4 sila. So yeah.
Key players to watch out who aren't playing: Jalen Suggs and Zach LaVine. Diba? This is one of the bigger recent trades that Sacramento acquired. Zach LaVine. They're still that's a more interesting narrative or storyline to see when he's gonna play.
Pero parang masaya manood ng NBA next week, no? Parang next week magsusuit up lahat
ng mga injured, lahat ng mga na-trade na ma-injured. Feb 25, guys. Lakers versus Mavs. Hopefully si Luka
oh my gosh,
ay
that's
magbihis at okay na sa injury niya. Feb 25.
Even si AD, di ba? Si AD may parang stomach strain.
Like a stomach flu or something.
Yep. We'll see. Very, very interesting. I don't know if it's for the NBA ratings, why all these trades happen.
Pero you kind of feel bad. Kasi lumabas na yung mga videos, di ba, ng si Luka arriving in LA. Lumabas na rin yung mga videos with AD arriving in Mavs. Parang ang lungkot ng AD na yung buong oran, just, it's not as festive. Him coming to Dallas, parang even him meeting the players over breakfast, parang di man lang masyado tumayo yung mga players na, uy, AD, nandito ka na. But then Luka parang has all this publicity.
It's just
kakalungkot lang.
festive,
Nakakalungkot lang for me na parang, you would expect the same parang welcome, di ba? Pero parang iba yung feel nung Luka coming to LA and AD coming to Dallas.
For Nico, the general manager of the Mavs, hey, the only way to redeem yourself is win in 5 years. The Lakers have all the time in the world. They have the future with Luka Doncic.
Exactly.
Feb 25, guys.
It was a business move. I think it was a business
Very good one, actually.
Both for both organizations.
Yeah, so Feb 25 is the date that we have to look forward to. Okay, now we want to hear it from the fans, from our digital audience, what they have to say sa ating mga topics today. Si Champion Online Shop says, talking about the PBA quarterfinals, it's very exciting to watch the Converge versus ROS at sobrang sarap nilang panuorin. Sana yung manalo sa kanila, yung mag-champion, kakasawa na yung SMC at MVP teams para maging balanse naman yung PBA.
Pero masaya yan, ha? Masaya talaga yan. Masaya yung, itong series na ito masaya. Takbuhan yan, pabilisan yan. Yung backcourt nila, you've got Heating, and then who else? And Stockton sa Converge, and then sa Rain or Shine, you've got Nokum also there, Asisio also there, Karakot also there. So masarap panoorin itong series na to.
I agree. Only one thing. Malungkot na ako kasi sana nangyari to sa semis at least sa quarters. Kasi gusto kong parehas na team
Yeah,
to.
could have been,
pumasok.
yeah.
Yun na nga.
Oh well, so we just have to make the most out of it habang nagbabakbakan sila sa quarterfinals. And then our next comment is from Gerard John Mike. MVP ngayon for the championship.
That's a big claim.
That-
That's a
it
very
is.
big claim.
Courageous
But-
This will bring the fans back to the PBA if this happens.
Okay.
It's like a Cinderella story, actually.
And it's just that it's not predictable. Parang yun yung point di ba? Na, Ginebra, TNT na naman yun sa finals di ba? But if this happens, I think the fans are gonna, pwede pala, di ba? Pwede pala.
Well, let's see if that claim that you have ay magkatotoo. So,
Saka kung fans naman ang hinahabol nila, I mean, they're playing in smaller stadiums anyway.
Yeah.
Di ba? So parang might as well bring the trust back first. Obviously, it's not in their hands. It's how these teams are gonna play. But
Correct.
if you're a fan, you would love to see Northport, Batampere, and then hopefully some other independent teams also to come meet them in the finals.
well, good luck to the Batang Pier. I hope you can be the Cinderella story.
Arvin Tolentino is on another level, right?
Oh, yeah.
Para siya napakawalan talaga. And when you do that, and the coach has all the confidence in the world placed on your shoulders, he's delivering. He's crazy good right now.
Interesting to watch indeed. Okay, we got our next comments from Dropping Dimes. Okay, so about the GOAT conversation. Bitter ka lang, Scotty. Baka susunod na niyan sabihin mong GOAT ay si Bronny na. Ano kayang dahilan bakit naging hate niya si Jordan? Magic was the best PG but ain't GOAT. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory why he hates Jordan. MJ, right? So,
Grabe ka naman, Drop. Ba't mo naman sinama si Brody dito? Walang ginagawa yung bata.
Hindi, isama natin yun lagi. Every episode, isama natin yun. Sinama ni Lebron sa LA. Isama natin sa lahat ng
bit-bitin
episode
na
natin.
everywhere. Oh,
Kakainis.
well. Yeah, let's see if this marketing ploy from... Well, this is just our assumption or guess that it's a marketing ploy from Scottie Pippen with everything that he's, trying to market out there. But yeah, let's see if it works. If it doesn't, oh well, we go back to our original GOAT conversation.
Ay, wait lang.
Yes!
I will disagree with your last statement.
Best
Magic
point
was
guard.
the best PG, yeah, but ain't GOAT.
I think I can argue that Steph Curry is the best PG. But that's for another episode.
Right, I
Abangan.
think we need to talk about that and compare to different eras.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, next comment we have. Okay, Rafael Ang says, as a newer NBA fan, Luka is the GOAT. Laos na yung mga old heads na yan, kaya naman trinade kasi siya papalit kay LeBron.
Well,
Right.
faction.
Yeah.
The runway for Luka is quite long. And LeBron is now on. Kasi parang, if AD and LeBron worked out and they won and they became a dynasty, I think that was a good ending to the story of LeBron James because LA knew, the NBA knows that LBJ's time is almost up. The same way na totoo sinasabi niya na the old heads, yes, like Steph Curry,
Right.
KD, their time is running out,
Yeah,
di
ticking,
ba?
yeah.
So, parang pa-exit na naman talaga sila and you kind of want it being ushered properly, di ba? And so, LeBron is, I think, true enough. He's being escorted out by Luka, and we will have a new franchise.
We were
But this
just-
is a
yeah.
good way to
Right.
escort out and
Right.
a good business move indeed.
We were
Okay,
just talking about this. This is like a passing of the baton without saying, LeBron, your time is up. We're doing it in a very passing of the baton like. And we were just talking about this. Imagine this, guys. We are in the cusp of a transition of the face of the NBA. For the longest time, LeBron and Steph Curry were the faces of the NBA. Now, the stage has been set for Luka to do that. Kasi nga, pinag-usapan natin, di ba? Si Luka is top 3 in MVP, top 5 probably best players right now, yet 6 in jersey sales, right? So, and he's an international player. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa siya market gaano. Him being placed in LA, the number 1 marketable, prominent team in the NBA.
Franchise, yeah.
And then paving for the new TV deal and also the international games next year, this is gonna, and with the TV ratings of NBA going south, this is the NBA this is good for the league.
I think this is a good business move.
Yeah.
Even
And
if it's
I
a good
have to say,
passing of the
I have
baton.
to say, I was in a sports store a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And there were lined up jerseys on the rack na pwede mong bilhin, di ba? Nakalinya doon. Sa totoo lang, I had names like Steph there, LBJ there, KD there. But the jersey that I took off the rack was Luka's jersey. And I'm not even like a die-hard Luka fan, but I felt like this kind of resonates, you know? So it's exciting to bring the Luka brand, and feeling ko ang panalo dito yung Jordan brand eh. Pero Luka brand, personal brand,
sa LeBron
plus
brand.
LA Lakers, that's just a good marketing move. I think business move. It was a really good
Yeah,
business.
and also the timing that they want to expand to have more international games.
Yeah.
Though yes, they've done it before, but now they're expanding and they're trying to get the hype of different parts of the world. It's a really good business move. I mean, just imagine. I mean, Luka playing for the Lakers in a Lakers jersey and playing overseas. I mean,
Can I argue
With Wemby pa. So,
Can I argue that we did talk about Magic Johnson in LA and how he brought the Lakers show into the whole conversation of people, diba? I think Luka being fun, the way he plays, I think that's gonna bring that back to the LA Nation.
This is so exciting.
Saya ng mga Lakers
this is
fans.
so exciting.
Mga Lakers fans na kaibigan ko online, lahat sila parang nag-champion eh.
This is so exciting. All right, so well, we hope this is gonna be a good treat for the sports fans. And now, si Pagod sa Buhay Comics. LBJ is still the GOAT. Kahit ano pang score of records, if NBA ang usapan, sino ba ang unang pumasok sa isip natin? Si MJ nga ba? O si Magic? O si LeBron? Can we take out Magic in the equation? Si LeBron? So he still
Pareto mo na
argues...
Scottie Pippen.
Mas lalo off. And he argues that LeBron is still the face of the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Pagod sa buhay, mukhang sobrang pagod mo, medyo nalito ka ng konti kay MJ at LeBron. Pero again, I have to say that LeBron is currently the face of the NBA, but for all eternity, I think MJ has always been that face.
Yeah,
for the NBA.
that's the thing. You cannot. Yeah, it's ano na yan, timeless na yan eh. Yun. I think that's the word.
Yeah. People will come and go. LeBron and Steph Curry, they'll come and go, but they will.
Yeah.
Every single new kid on the block that comes in, they won't compare them to LeBron. They won't compare them to Steph. They would compare him to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan will always be on the other side of the fence when you talk about GOAT.
Right. Yeah. We gotta agree with that. That's such a good point. Timeless nga. All right, that's it for our social media comments. Thank you so much to our digital audience for cooperating and always follow us on our social media accounts. And of course, balikan natin ang ating mga napag-usapan today. We did talk about the PBA quarterfinal standings. Guys, yeah, as someone who wants to see the PBA come back, I think this is an interesting part of the road to the championship. It's the playoff matchups. And also, Magic is the GOAT. I mean, from Scottie Pippen, I think this is just a way to market everything that Scottie Pippen is. Okay, Scottie Pippen fans, don't get mad at us, but baka marketing ploy lang.
Mahal pa natin si Scottie Thompson kaysa kay Scottie Pippen.
Absolutely. And yes, of course, the NBA All-Star snubs, we're a bit torn on this, whether this is going to be an exciting All-Star or, who are we trying to satisfy here? Is it the fans? Is it the players who've seen these guys play? Or is it the media who know very well or follow the stories of these players from their respective teams? And lastly, our SPN expert picks. Maraming salamat, guys. Once again, this has been Sel Guevara and the Banal Brothers, AL and Juan. Panoorin nyo kami lagi dito sa SPNation Season 3.
There's a bunch of different things that just like put it all together. Everything has like a different meaning.